Welcome to another Burger Commentary video. In this video, it's going to be a kind of some PSA on how to not get fucking scammed when buying a laptop and PC. And I'll kind of share some of my things that you should look out for when you're buying or just looking at a computer. When you look at a computer. So, one, with the current state of PC hardware, everything except for the graphics card brand new market seems very affordable and pretty easily get hold of it. However, for the first part of this video, I'm going to be talking mainly about universal rules, no matter what platform you are, and things that will age a lot better. And part 2 of this video is going to be like more current, more stuff that isn't going to age as well and is going to maybe not as useful as time goes on. So, my tip number 1. Do not mix RAM kits together. I do not care if that RAM kit says DDR5 6000 CO whatever 36 and you buy another DDR5 CO 36 if it is 2 different RAM kits, it's not guaranteed to work if that RAM kit doesn't come with that kit. That RAM stick does not come with the stick. The RAM kit, it will not guarantee to work. And when you plug multiple kits of multiple sticks from different kits together, as soon as you try and run them at the XMP speed or Expo speed, that timing, your motherboard may be like, hey, these are not the same RAM stick that is in this bundle. It will not run at the speed that the XMP PBO has advertised, no matter what the brand is saying to you. Hey, these 2 kits are similar in spec, but fundamentally, for some RAM sticks, can be just simply, not compatible with 3-4 sticks. Or 2, those speed or certain speed will not work if you plug more than what the stick allowed within the kit. And a lot of time, that's due to the fact that it's different design. Your Kit 1, Kit 2, Kit 3, Kit 4 could be made, even though they're same spec, could be made by a different manufacturer and factory. And that brand that just sold you the RAM just slapped it on and be like, yeah, it works as that specific RAM kit. Not having multiple RAM kits slammed together and be like, if you go to a retail and be like, hey, I bought these 2, 3, 4 RAM sticks, slap them together, and the thing isn't booting, guess what? A lot of time retailers gonna be like, you're the problem. We will refund you, but we're gonna charge you some, fees that come with. You're gonna end up losing money. Don't get scammed by fucking thinking, oh, I'm gonna put 2 kits or 3, 4. I saw some internet celebrity building a computer with 2, 3, fucking 4 sticks of kits slammed together and, their computer booted. Surely when I build my fucking computer, it's gonna surely boot. No, don't be a fucking idiot and go get scammed and buy multiple kits of RAM and just hope that it works. If you're gonna need 2 sticks, buy 2 sticks. If you need 4 sticks, go buy a 4-stick RAM. You're those HTPC owners that are buying 8 or fucking 12 sticks, mate, go and pony up the money and buy those memories. Don't try and save your money penny pinching so that to buy multiple separate kit of the RAM that is the same spec. It is simply not worth the hassle and fucking time that is going to take you to get multiple random kits that are together working, okay? On top of, I think you should also saw me. Why are you mentioning XMP and PBO? Well, guess what? XMP is designed for Intel platform, and PBO is designed for AMD. If you are, again, someone that just want, I build my computer, plug my parts in, and work. Don't go and you bought Intel, you went and bought a fucking AMD PBO exclusive kit. Man, you're about to have a fucking world of pain because that RAM kit, that Intel platform has no idea how to fucking use PBO. And same thing if you went and bought AMD and bought XMP kit, the recent sucked a lot of time. If you went and bought XMP kit and your boot times are taking so long, well, guess what? That motherboard doesn't, or that platform didn't know how to deal with that XMP kit. That is what Intel, and they couldn't get a similar setting working kit for, well, AMD setting. So again, yeah, hopefully you guys don't get scammed when buying RAM and looking at pre-built one on laptops as well. Don't do this with RAM. And also, another thing to be very careful of when buying, make sure your CPU and motherboard is socket compatible, and in some cases, the right version of that motherboard that supports that generation of CPU. So if that CPU, you can have, as recently, from both vendor AMD and Intel, they are having multiple generation in one socket, and some older gen boards will support newer CPUs, but out of box they are not supported and they need to be BIOS updated. Yes, which some people don't want to, is a pain, so make sure when you buy your CPU and motherboard, make sure you ensure that is compatible. And on top of, when you buy, this is more Intel specific, when you're buying Intel, don't go buying a motherboard that clearly states DDR5 and go try slam DDR4 into it. Same thing with the far out buying a DDR4 motherboard. Don't go slamming wrong type of DDR memory on it, as well, DDR memory is not cross compatible. They are not going to work if you try and cram it in a RAM slot that is not designed for that RAM. Another thing when buying, this is kind of mainly air cooling, but as liquid cooling tends to not have that as much issue as well. Cooler compatibility with your motherboard and RAM socket. Some coolers have heatsink or have some water block that are like bigger and will get in ways of heatsink and RAM heatsink. So make sure when you buy your heatsink cooler for your RAM, it doesn't get in the way of your motherboard VRM. It doesn't your RAM doesn't stop from being strapped on properly. Yes, that's another critical thing. As lastly, some coolers just simply wasn't designed for a specific socket. Do not brute force a fucking cooler onto a socket. This is not going to end well for you, and you are just going to end up damaging hardware. And sometimes it works. A lot of time, you're going to end up damaging the motherboard as well, and maybe even the cooler, because, well, they weren't designed for that fucking socket. While we're last thing on compatibility and kind of make sure your encase or whatever you enclose your computer with fits your motherboard and all the components securely, not bulging, not awkward situation where it's like rattling, it's movable or it gets in the way. Make sure it has plenty of space, you know. Don't just cram everything and be like, oh, this my motherboard's 1 millimeter away from a fucking fan. Where in case some fan just went whoosh, sometime like and you end up with like damaged component because you just crammed the boards or stuff way too close to each other and just went occasionally maybe I don't know later down the road as the thing used and just expand or contract and be like oh. And while we're talking about case compatibility, make sure your graphics card is supported for that size, is supported for, well, your enclosure. Some enclosures don't support the tall PCB, some don't support the extra length, long coolers and extra length PCB. As well, some cases were not designed in mind with chunky, tall graphics card in mind. Now, the more part 2 of this video is more specific and likely not going to be as future age well. Yeah. So the latest generation of as of Intel is the 14th gen, or they now want to be called the Core Ultra series that's incoming. And Intel do have this great graphics card. It's called Arc. And AMD, well, it's on AMD 7000 series CPU and GPU. And NVIDIA is on the RTX 40 series. So with Intel 14, 13, and 12th gen, they're both uniquely as they support DDR5 and DDR4 compatible. However, this memory compatible is depending on the motherboard you bought. If you go DDR4, it seems that it's very safe for 14 to 12 gen to go 3200 megahertz at whatever capacity you want. You can buy higher capacity and higher speed, yes. That is going to require you, viewers of this video, to do a little bit of research to be like, hey, will I be able to run this higher extra capacity and speed? On top of, you need to win the silicon lottery to win that speed. For DDR5, 12 to 14th gen, it seems to guarantee only cap out at 6200. Higher speed will require a combination again of silicon lottery and motherboard combo to run higher spec DDR5 and 32 gig of RAM or 24 gig. On the laptop, they are 12, 13, 14th gen again. A lot of them similar DDR4 3200, DDR5 4800 megahertz, and some laptop OEM like to force you to pay premium extra for the 5600 megahertz, which are the recommended spec for certain generation of Intel CPUs. Yeah, Intel Arc, on the other hand, is a very, very specific use case. If your use case is broken on Intel Arc, don't expect Intel Arc to get patched and fixed. Just call it a loss and just sell it. As a result, I cannot recommend Intel Arc graphics card to you viewers of this video, as one, it's too buggy, it's simply too much trouble if you run into trouble. It's like playing Russian roulette, but however, the whole barrels are loaded with bullets, and a lot of time you, as user, will be eating the bullet. And with AMD side, their CPU goes from Ryzen 1000 to 5000 series on AM4. These are the AM4 socket version, and these CPUs, they seem to all be run fine. 16 gigabyte, 3200 megahertz. Any higher capacity, again, make sure you do your research, and 3600 will work on specific newer generation of the Ryzen series. So again, on top of the latest 7000 series is AM5 socket and DDR5 exclusive on the desktop, and they seem to be capped. A lot of universal support is 6000 megahertz, 3200, and I think 5600 if you decide to run like 5600, and there are kits for like 64 gigabyte 6000, but they seem to cost a lot of money, and again, you need to win the silicon lottery from the CPU and the good motherboard combo to run that high capacity and high speed. Again, whatever. However, the laptop, again, AMD a lot of time gets shafted. Again, some manufacturer will go 4800 and some manufacturer will go 5600 with some even unicorn AMD laptops running 6000 megahertz memory and faster. However, it seems majority of the 6000 and faster laptop memory for the AMD laptops, they all seem to be using HX chip, the HS, the H chip, and the U, whatever the efficient chip. They seem to be capping out at 5600, as that seems to be what AMD has restricted these H-locked CPUs. And a lot of the 6000 and beyond, these again laptops, these CPUs basically take a desktop CPU and they just slapped it onto a laptop socket. And a lot of time, these laptop OEMs like, yeah, it's not worth stocking up a specific laptop RAM that is only usable on, one lineup of CPU. So basically, a lot of time, if you're buying AMD laptop CPU, you're kind of going to be capped out at 5600 megahertz. You want to go faster, like 6000 and beyond, you have to buy HX. Have to buy your own RAM. And AMD graphics is the latest is RX 7000 series, and a lot of them are pretty decent for what you're paying for the market value, and as well as AMD is willing to, buy clearance sale their older generation of graphics card. And a lot of AMD graphics card tends to be very compact when they stick to the AMD specification. Is only when the AIBs or the manufacturer of brand decide to go well outside, or they decide to increase the price from the AMD spec, they decide to make the PCB taller, make the cooler more fatter, and basically trying to justify the extra cost that you're paying for that GPU. Anyway, you're wondering what got you making this video. Well, I think if you're tech pay attention close tech community, you would notice that basically Intel calling AMD snake oil salesman. And if you're a VTuber fan, you likely know this company, Hololive. They recently collaborated with MSI, and they were just pushing a scam system to their viewers. They were encouraging their viewership to go buy 2 kits of DDR5 RAM of 1000 megahertz. And if you paid attention to this video, this is a giant no-no. This is not guaranteed to work. They're just going to, a bunch of buyers of pre-built and even DIY builders, they build these computers and get hold of computer, and it will not work. Hence why I'm calling these things a scam. Hololive EN or Hololive themselves a scam company. You don't like it? Well, fucking tough luck. Hololive, don't be a fucking idiot and scam your millions and millions of viewership. If you decide to scam, for any of my channel viewers, you would know I like to call out scams and fucking call out idiots, companies. Yeah. And as well as I thought, well, I might as well take an opportunity to make some useful content and fucking not spread misinformation and spread information that is good and not fucking spread misinformation on YouTube, which seems to be fucking rampant right now with on YouTube misinformation. Anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you do, do the typical like and subscribe thing and comment to get the YouTube algorithm to push this video to more people. And if you want to grow this community, share. And if this video has helped you, I will put my stream element down below, and you can donate one-time fees as a thank you. And maybe I'll set up Patreon if you want to do a monthly, paying me so that I can make more videos or to make more content for this YouTube channel. See you guys in the next video.